Hey, and welcome to CBR. Seeing how powerful Galactus is now, it's difficult to believe that he was once a regular man. The villain was born as a normal-sized mortal named Galen on a technologically advanced planet known as Ta. Here, the Sciencer Supreme, Taya, engineered herself a son. Sadly, she was never a motherly figure, often seeing him as an experiment instead, leaving a technologically advanced crib to deal with the kid. Galen of Ta didn't have a regular childhood, but it didn't affect him that much. Although Silver Surfer theorizes that this is where his lack of empathy comes from. This indifference is, in great part, what separates Galactus from other villains. He isn't trying to hurt anyone. He simply has to eat. But again, he wasn't always like this. Galen grew up a normal man. He became a space explorer, a sort of scientist who traveled the universe trying to understand. So when the Black Winter, a dangerous plague-like entity, started expanding, he was tasked with finding a way to save the planet. Galen tried, but it was impossible to stop the Black Winter. Instead, he had to witness as his planet alongside the whole cosmos died. Galen survived, but since he was the last mortal alive in the whole universe, his existence merged with the sentience of the sixth cosmos as it died to make way for the seventh cosmos. After this, Galen was no more. He emerged as Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds. This means that Galactus is older than the universe itself. In fact, according to Marvel's lore, we are currently witnessing the 8th cosmos, which means not only is he older than the universe, but he dates himself from 2 universes ago. No wonder his power level is similar to other amazing cosmic entities like Eternity and Infinity. Since he was reborn from the merger with the whole universe, Galactus was now cursed with an eternal hunger for cosmic, life-sustaining energy. This is his main goal in life, to satisfy his need, which he never seems to accomplish. At one point, Eke the Watcher thought about stopping Galactus for good. Aware of the villain's potential, he considered killing him before he became too powerful. However, his own oath as a Watcher stopped him from interfering. As it turns out, he made the right choice. The Watchers, who observed Galactus closely due to his potential for destruction, came to a horrifying conclusion. Galactus is necessary for the balance of the multiverse. So without anyone interfering, Galactus thrived. Galen didn't become the powerful Galactus immediately. Instead, he slowly and steadily turned into the Titan. He spent a while inside an incubator, building his new self from scratch. He also built his iconic armor as a tool to help him control his powers. For a while, Galactus refused his new nature. After billions of years, Galactus came to terms with the fact he understood his own importance as a universe stabilizer due to his connection with other cosmic beings, and simply started eating. Yum, 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 yum. Considering that he was created thanks to the energy of a whole cosmos, you probably already figured that Galactus is incredibly powerful. But we still should discuss truly how much. He is, after all, one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. Galactus is basically a god. As a cosmic being, he's at a different level than pretty much any superhero. No matter how amazing, Galactus's powers are beyond any measurement, and he can use them to produce anything he wants to. He can will objects and living beings into existence, and he can absorb and manipulate energy to create destructive blasts that will end anything on their path. Needless to say, his speed and strength are also off the charts. Superhuman doesn't really cover it. Try godlike strength. Thanks to this, Galactus is impossible to catch, and even if a hero manages to do it, he can resist all kinds of damage. He's invulnerable. No illness, poison, or toxin can take him down. Not even magic. Both Agamotto and Odin lost against him. Galactus can use his energy manipulation powers to create impenetrable force fields. He's basically invulnerable. even if any hero finds a way to defeat him, they will have to get close enough. Good luck with that. Galactus is so powerful that he once ate the Infinity Stones, thinking that they would satisfy his hunger forever. Among Galactus's many powers, there's size telekinesis, levitation, and even size alteration. Did you think he was big enough already? Well, he can grow even bigger. For example, big enough to fight a black sun. The villain also possesses telepathic abilities and a very neat little trick called cosmic awareness. This means he can sense any modifications in the universe, almost as if he were omniscient too. As a cosmic being, Galactus also has a power over life itself. We already told you that he can create life, but did you know he can also bring back the dead? He has resurrection abilities and powerful healing powers. Besides, he can manipulate others at a soul level. As a cosmic being, Galactus also has power over life itself. He also has control over space, so he can teleport anywhere he wants, both inside and outside his dimension. At times, it's as if he had a set of Infinity Stones for himself, isn't it? But perhaps the most interesting thing about Galactus is that he can share all this power. This villain can share his amazing power with others. Of course, he doesn't do this freely. Instead, he carefully chooses someone to become his right hand, his herald. Whether it's a Norrinrad, Shalabal, or even Aunt May, the Herald of Galactus gets to share a glimpse of all this great power. Of course, this power comes with a terrible price. They must be the ones to choose which planet dies next. In addition to all his power, Galactus is a genius. Did you know that not even Reed Richards, aka the most intelligent man on Earth, was capable of understanding the technology behind Galactus's world ship? This villain definitely operates at a different level. Still, there are a couple things that can affect him. For example, although Galactus is incredibly powerful, he's still weaker than cosmic entities like Order and Chaos. And he is on an even lower level than Eternity, Infinity, Death, and the ones above them, including the one above all. If he were to fight these entities, he would come out on the losing side. Additionally, Galactus's power depends on the amount of energy that he absorbs from the planets he eats. This means that, if he's well fed, he will have power beyond any measurement. But if he hasn't found a good place to eat, he will be weak. Of course, that also means if he overeats, he will be more powerful than ever. Can you imagine that happening in the MCU? After years of fans expecting him, Fantastic Four First Steps finally introduced Galactus to the MCU in a story that is clearly inspired by classic comics. Galactus has set his sights on Earth to consume, so the Silver Surfer arrives to let humans know their final days are near. As the protectors of the Earth, the Fantastic Four know it is their job to fix this. They travel into Galactus's world ship to negotiate, but the giant asks for something they simply can't give him: Reed and Sue's baby, Franklin. Although the general public reacts very poorly to the news, the Fantastic Four don't lose faith. First, they try to teleport Earth far from Galactus's reach, but Shalabal arrives just in time to destroy their teleportation system. Instead of giving up, Marvel's first family chooses a more controversial approach. Using Franklin as bait, the team lures Galactus to Earth, intending to use Reed Richards' bridge to send him away into the universe. They evacuate the city to Mole Man Subterranea. Then, they invite Galactus in. Things get complicated during the climax of the movie. Galactus has discovered their plan. When the villain gets to Franklin, Sue uses a force field to push him into the right place in front of the portal. Johnny is about to sacrifice himself to push the villain through the portal, but Shalabal, the Silver Surfer, pushes him out of the way and crosses the portal alongside Galactus. This is the last time we see them. But will it be the last time in the MCU? Considering Galactus's power and his long-standing storyline in the comics, The truth is that the MCU has barely scratched the surface when it comes to Galactus. The villain can do so much more than Fantastic Four First Step showed. And this makes sense. After all, it's only the first movie in which he appears. We hope Galactus returns soon enough to the MCU. What's more, we are convinced he could be the key to the MCU's reboot. Earth 616 may not survive Galactus' hunger. Fantastic Four First Step sets the ground for some great stuff for the future of the MCU. Right now, we know the MCU is setting everything up for Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. The end of the Multiverse saga is a phenomenon years in the making. Thanks to the post-credit scene in Thunderbolts, we know the Fantastic Four will actually travel into Earth 616, and the post-credit scene in Fantastic Four First Steps revealed that Dr. Doom visits Franklin 4 years after the events of the movie. This revelation completely changes the timeline for the MCU. 4 years is plenty of time for Galactus to return from wherever the Fantastic Four sent him, and he's not going to be happy about it. We know the Fantastic Four will arrive on Earth 616, but we still don't know why. Most theories point to Franklin. After all, both Galactus and Dr. Doom have shown interest in this kid. And after he resurrected his own mother in the movie, we know he will be an MCU powerhouse, just like in the comics. So there are two options. Doom has kidnapped Franklin, he took him to Earth 616, and now the Fantastic Four are searching for him. The other one, Franklin is actually at the very same ship Yelena and her team saw at the end of Thunderbolts. Galactus will chase Franklin's signature. This Titan will end up on the 616 reality, and he will deem this version of Earth worthy of being consumed. No amount of superheroes and super teams will be able to stop this, and the Earth in the 616 reality will cease to exist. Marvel Studios will take advantage of the villain's power to destroy what would be the first cosmos in the MCU, triggering the reboot Feige already teased at San Diego Comic-Con in 2025. It would make sense considering how fragile the multiverse has felt for a couple of years now. Galactus' debut in the MCU happening right before the end of the multiverse saga can't be a coincidence, right? This villain wields too much power, so it would make sense for him to become an accessory of Doom, the true big bad evil guy of the current overarching storyline. What's certain is that the MCU has already established Franklin and Galactus' bond, and that it will be important in the future, and maybe, just maybe, the villain will be the key for the reboot of the MCU. Maybe Avengers Secret Wars will show just how much.
All of this made Joe and I understand that we would need to make another essential movie first in order for all of us to be ready for Secret Wars.
Galactus isn't a multiversal being. This means there are variants of the villain. Fantastic Four First Step showed Earth 828's Galactus. But where's Earth 616 variant of the villain? Maybe Earth 828's Galactus won't return, but once Franklin crosses into Earth 616 alongside his family, this reality's Devourer of Worlds may sense him immediately. After all, he had cosmic awareness, remember? If this is the case, then Galactus could still be the key for the MCU's reboot, but he wouldn't be the same Galactus as in Fantastic Four First Steps. Instead, this variant could be basically identical to Earth 828's, or not. Piecing it all together and comparing the MCU with the source material, we're pretty sure that Galactus will have a serious role in the future of the MCU. Maybe it won't happen during the multiverse saga, but Marvel Studios surely knows better than to bench Galactus so soon in the game. The villain is simply too powerful to be left behind after his first appearance, don't you think? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.